We begin today's show by having you meet Niagara's biggest Bruce Springsteen fan and also Niagara's biggest booster of money for Parkinson's research. Dave Rotella joins us to talk about Light of Day 2021, your 12th year. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, it's Light of Day 12. However, it's not our 12th year. It's about 15 because we've had a little hiatus, and then of course COVID came in and shut down last year for us, right?
Which was really upsetting. You had a big event planned at the Meridian Center. Tim Hicks,
we had Tim
local
Hicks,
country star,
and for the first time in all the years that we've done it, we had our artists lined up early. So we had about 9 months to market. This was back in February, so we were excited because we were going to do a whole pile of things. The city of St. Catharines actually had stepped in, and we're going to sponsor, and we were going to have events leading up to the show. It was going to be great, and it was going to be a slam dunk because Tim Hicks, he's a local boy, but he's so popular that he would have sold that place out.
Going back 15 years ago when you started this, it was all an impetus that related to your love of Bruce Springsteen and his music because of his own involvement in a Light of Day event down in New Jersey, correct?
Yeah, well, being a big Bruce Springsteen fan, I'm not sure if I'm the biggest because there'll be some people in Niagara Falls that'll say, no, I'm bigger.
That's why I called you out. We're going to have a contest.
I don't know about that, but yeah, so I liked, I'm a big fan of Bruce, and I knew that he was doing these Light of Day shows down in New Jersey. I hadn't attended, but Mike Minervini, who partnered with me to do this, actually, he asked me to do this. He had been down there, and Joe Grusecki, who's a good friend of Bruce Springsteen, was actually a client of mine at the time that we started.
You build websites, and you were building a website for him.
Yeah. I had the audacity to step up to the bar where he was one night in Toronto and say, hey, you need a new website. And he did it. So anyways, I'd become friendly with him, and they thought, why don't you guys do something down in Niagara Falls? And we did. And it was mildly successful. It was at the NFCVI auditorium, my old high school.
You've got a great lineup. You're going over 2 days with this virtual event. Can I ask you about a few of them? Wayne Kramer from MC5. You've booked Wayne Kramer. John Cafferty, long-standing relationship with Bruce Springsteen as well. Joe Grusecki is back. My favorite, I'm almost probably as big a fan of Steve Earle as you are of Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
And this is your second time with Steve Earle. How did you manage getting Steve?
Well, Steve was actually fairly easy. We know his agent really well. We deal with Jesse Bauer, and Steve, the shows he did for us, Light of Day 10, first tour we ever did, and we raised the most money that Light of Day, that particular Light of Day, with Steve. All 4 shows sold out. It was great. He was great to work with, and I'm like you. I'm a huge Steve Earle fan. He's one of my favorite singer-songwriters. The only thing I was worried about is he's been through a lot. He lost his son, lost the bass player in his band last year. So 2020 was not a good year. So I wasn't quite sure how that would work out. But you know what? Like everybody else on this list, nobody said no. Everybody was all in, and it was exciting to be able to say we've got Tom Morello, we've got Steve Earle, and the Wayne Kramer. Jason Heath and the Greedy Souls have been big supporters of Light of Day. Now, Jason Federici is the son of Danny Federici from the E Street Band. So he's in that band. They're from California. And these guys would drive up from California to play our show for nothing. They would just fit it into a tour. Great guys. We've become friends. And they do some work with Tom Morello and Ike Riley. It's called Jail Guitar Doors. It's a charity that they support down in California. And Wayne Kramer, he's the one who started this Jail Guitar Doors. And they asked him. He said, do you mind if I ask Wayne Kramer? I said, yeah, that's okay. Ask Wayne. And he said yes right away.
So they're all lining up to be involved in this. And how is it going to be put together?
We put together a show for a friend of ours, Frank Spatafor, who just recently passed away, huge supporter of Light of Day. And we tried, I've been doing some online shows for my son, but also for Light of Day over the last 10 months. And I've been using the software as production software, and it's been going really well. So we did this 3-hour event for Frank, and we brought in all these different artists. Some were live, some were pre-recorded, and it went very well. And that's when I said, okay, I think we can do this for Light of Day. I'm comfortable enough to try this, you know, because there's a lot behind an online show, and you don't want it to you don't want it to be a flop. And I wanted to make sure that the software was right for this, and yeah, so we decided as a committee, let's give this a try. So some of the performers will be live. I would say only about 20% live. 80% of the performers are sending in their videos. They're all coming in now. So we'll produce it in the back end. We'll put them all together, and I'll be the host, as well as Sammy Grasso from Toronto. You might know him from the El Macambo or the Cadillac Lounge. So we'll be hosting it, but you won't see we won't have a lot of FaceTime. It's all about the music. And we're also bringing in speakers, just so you know. So we've got somebody from the Walker Family Cancer Clinic. So all of our benefactors, the Steve Ludzik Foundation, Chris Green from Niagara Health. So we are going to be talking about the Parkinson's and cancer research and care that we provide our money.
How long will each night be?
Well, each night is 3 hours. The idea at first was going to be one show, and then it was going to be one 3-hour show, and then two 2-hour shows. But it ended up being three 3-hour shows because, like I said, everybody said yes.
You're involving a lot of local musicians. You mentioned your son, Evan,
yeah,
but also a lot of other local musicians.
Yeah, we got the Mandevilles, Anthony DiCarlo, we've got Anthony Abrascato, Frankie Pietrangelo. So a lot of the guys that really helped us out, especially at the beginning of Light of Day when we started. You know, we had the Mad Hatters and the Mandevilles and the Roxwells. These guys all came together, and they were a big part of our success, especially at the beginning. And also our Light of Day artists that have been with us all the way through. Joe Durso, Joe Grishecki, Jason Heath, Bobby Mahoney, Miss Emily, Willie Nile, some great artists that everybody knows in the Niagara region, and because they've been to our shows and they've seen them many times.
$500,000 for Parkinson's
Close to
research
that, yeah.
over all of this time. Do you have a goal for this year?
It's tough because, feeling your way around the online
don't really
crowd.
Know how it's going to.
Yeah, we just had a very successful show on Friday with Stephen Stanley from The Lowest of the Low, who will be on this as well. And just getting the feel for how ticket sales are. It's not like a show where at the Meridian Center when they go on sale and you got to get your ticket, get your seats because they're going to sell out. This is, we put tickets on sale about a week ago. We've sold about 100 tickets, but there's no urgency yet. What you'll see is a lot more ticket sales move, as you get closer to the date, especially the week of. So, I think we'd love to make $25,000 in ticket sales, and then we're going to be doing online donations and draws throughout the 2 nights. So, is it a lofty goal? 50,000? That'd be fantastic. But whatever it is, every penny goes to our benefactors.
Dave, thanks for joining us today. It's February 19th and 20th, 7 o'clock. Both nights, $25 for a one-night ticket, $40 for both nights. And you also have packages with some t-shirts and posters.
And you can go to danatix.com, get your tickets right now.